This is Karen with My I'm Possible Dream, and I am with Jen today. We talk about Jen Bakes, we talk about Jen and her poofy products, and we talk about Jen and all of her organic concoctions. And I shouldn't have put it that way, but you know, when you're not familiar with organic oils and products, sometimes it feels like concoctions, but I'm starting to understand them a little bit better. And so I'm really glad that you're here because we need to understand these things a lot better. The other day, we had a ton of flies in the house. And I said to my husband, I can't stand the flies. But I can't run around the house with a fly swatter. It's just not, going to happen. And I went out to the store looking for something to get rid of flies. And everything had so many chemicals in it. It was just incredible. And then I went online and I read that if you put a dish of vinegar around, it will attract flies. You don't need those stupid pest strips, okay? And you'll get rid of your flies. In fact, the flies won't even want to come in your house.
Right, exactly.
So, vinegar, and it's not poisonous, and so now I'm using vinegar around my house.
That's good. Yeah, there are all kinds of healthier options to keep your house clean and your body healthy and so forth and so on.
So, what got you into organics? Let's start there.
Well, first of all, I want to say that Poofy Organics is a small company out of New Jersey, and I'm doing a direct sales business. So it's not anything that I am producing myself, but it's something that I am passionate about and I want to promote and help this company in New Jersey expand and get the word out. So that is my whole purpose with Poofy Organics. I want to say in the last couple of years, I've just become more aware of all of the nastiness that we have in our lives with the food that we eat and the products that we buy to clean our bodies and the products that we buy to clean our homes. I mean, it's everywhere and it's hard to get away from. So I started doing my research and it started with food. I go to the grocery store. I don't really shop in the aisles in the middle. I always stay around the outside, buy things that are in season, things that are on sale. Keep it as clean as possible because it's not good for our bodies.
Right.
It really isn't. Cancer is on the rise, which is the biggest thing is cancer, but all kinds of other health things too, like asthma and skin rashes. I mean, everything is just on the rise, and it's because our bodies have become so toxic. Because we inhale it all, it absorbs into our skin. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, just trying to clean it up a little bit.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't think I was changing our eating habits here on purpose, but I did, okay? And when you talk about going to the grocery store and shopping on the outskirts of the grocery store, I started realizing in the last couple of weeks, that's what I've been doing for the last couple of months. I realized that my husband being diabetic, we didn't need the carbs. And so I would go down the vegetable aisle, and even though my family is a little bit picky, they don't like a lot of vegetables, I found that there were different ways that I could make broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. So even if those were the only three things that they liked, I could buy them, I could bake them, I could boil it, I could broil it. All of a sudden I became like this whiz of what to do with vegetables. But it's interesting, the more I started doing that I then started looking at the difference between farm-grown vegetables and organic vegetables.
Yes.
and realizing that even though I thought I was eating healthy with vegetables, I was taking in a lot of chemicals until I decided that organic vegetables were better for me.
Yes.
So, Poofy Organics, what are those?
Well, Poofy Organics is a USDA certified company, organic company, and the USDA certification is a strenuous process, and they go through it every year. They have to keep records of everything they make, which they make in small batches on site. So if you do see the USDA certification, that's what you want, that little seal. A lot of companies now today can say that they're organic, and they can just write organic on the label. And maybe they have 1 or 2 organic products in the recipe. But if it's not USDA certified, then it's not truly organic. So Poofy Organics is USDA certified. We have products ranging from cleaning your house all the way to pampering yourself at the end of the day. There's a line for babies called the Baby Poof line. There's a line for young children, Young, Wild, and Free. There's a line for men, and forgive me, it's not on the top of my head, the name of that line, but there is a line for men. There is the Goddess line, which is their more luxurious line for women, and then their regular Poofy line with all their skincare products and soaps. And so there's a wide range of things. Everything is, a lot of it is essential oil based, not everything, but a lot of it is essential oil based. And all of the essential oils are also USDA certified organic. So, you're getting a quality product when you buy a Poofy product. And their prices are reasonable too. And that's something else. Christina, who is the owner of the company, she makes it affordable, because a lot of organic companies are not affordable. And I think that's what's turning a lot of people away, is that there are more costly options.
Right.
But the thing about the more costly options is that they're not always good for you. And I personally will spend a little bit extra on a product that I know is good and it's healthy for me and it's going to last a long time. I'll spend.
Well, that makes sense.
Right. Because your health is the most important thing you have.
Right.
And I would rather spend a little bit extra on the products that I use than have to pay the medical bills down the road, because I've used all these other less expensive products filled with toxins.
Absolutely.
Right.
What I like about what you're doing on your side of the business is that almost every single day you post something out on your Facebook page about the products. And I know that you and your family use the products. And I find that, interesting, but it's also telling me that this is not just an advertisement. You're trying things, and there have been a few things that you've said, well, it didn't work real well for me, but I have somebody else who has purchased this and it worked for them. And that to me is extremely important, because we all know that we are totally different. Right. Not everybody's going to have the same skin type. Nobody's going to have the same reaction to everything. And if you were to say to me, I guarantee you, Karen, that this is going to do for you what it did for me, I probably wouldn't buy it.
Right.
But when you say, Karen, this did this for me, you may want to try it because it may help you.
Right.
That to me, it's worth it. So I like the fact that you try your products.
Yes.
That your kids, I don't want to say they're guinea pigs, but in some ways they're guinea pigs. And they try your products as well.
Yeah.
And you also wrote that your daughter, who's going away to college, she's putting together a basket of goodies, to take. So
yes, absolutely. I've been putting on my Facebook page. You can make a little bundle for going back to school, just in general, or if you have college students. There's all kinds of products that they can use in their dorm rooms, or just to keep themselves going through the school year, essential oils to keep them motivated or to help them sleep, or creams and stuff to just make them feel better at the end of the day. Just little things to make them feel good about being away from home. And yeah.
And sometimes when they put on those lotions or smell those oils, they're going to remember home as well.
Exactly.
And not that we want to make them homesick, but we also want them to remember home as well.
Right. And we want to keep them healthy while they're away too.
Right.
And that's the bottom line right there for me too.
Exactly. So you have the Poofy Organics. I know that people can find you on Facebook, and we'll go over that in a little bit. That's how they can purchase. But there's other ways that they can purchase from you. So they can have parties, and what else can they do? How can they do that?
I offer spa parties, and I will come to your house with the means to have pedicures and facials, be able to try the products, hang out with your girlfriends, enjoy whatever aperitifs and beverages you might want to. But it just gives me the opportunity to bring the products into your home and educate you on what's available through Poofy, and just to give your friends a fun way to get together and try a couple of things out. Because that's why I chose Poofy Organics and why I do what I do, because not only I'm not really doing it to make big bucks and to, all that. It's more of educating people and getting the word out and just helping others see there are other ways. So.
And that's part of what my Impossible Dream is about. It is about creating awareness and doing what you love to do.
Right.
And yes, we all want to make a buck because we all need to live. We all need to put that food on our table. But at the same time, when you're doing something that you love doing, it's so much easier to get through the day.
Exactly.
And what I've noticed is that you don't sell your products. Your products sell themselves. So you're out there having fun on your girls' night out. And if you come home with a few bucks in your pocket, that's an extra.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also do something else. You bake.
Yes, I do.
You bake a lot. So how did that all get started?
I've always liked baking, and I've been doing it for years, mostly just for family and friends. And people kept telling me you should really consider starting a business and selling your cupcakes because they're wonderful and all of that wonderful stuff. And about a year ago, I had another friend of mine who really pushed me to go ahead. He challenged me and said, by this date, I want to see you, and we're going to help you out and get you going. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So I did, and I want to say I have an order to fill a weekend, which is good for me, maybe 2 orders. It's a small business, but it's going that direction again with the organic. I try to keep everything as organic and fresh as possible, especially dairy products. And the flours that I use, wholesome. It's a more wholesome cupcake.
Well, I have to admit that the last time we were together, you had some organic cupcakes. In fact, they were also gluten-free.
Yes.
And my first reaction was, I don't think I'm going to try it, but I did. And so did Alex.
Yeah.
And we both loved them. If you hadn't told me they were gluten-free, I don't think either one of us would have known.
Right.
And I've tried a lot of things in the grocery store that are gluten-free, and it's like eating cardboard.
Right.
And this was eating a wonderful treat. I've heard from other people that have gotten your products, how terrific they are, especially little Quinn, because I finally met Quinn a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And the first thing he asked me for was, where are my cupcakes? And I said, no, I'm the radio lady.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
And he wouldn't talk to me once I said I was the radio lady.
Oh no.
So, but, and his family even said, your cupcakes are the best.
Fantastic.
So, is this something that you want to grow more? Do you want the business to develop more than it is right now, or is?
Yeah, eventually. But I'm taking baby steps because I've got my 2 small girls. I've got one still in preschool that I'm trying to get. When she hits first grade and she's in school longer during the day. Because Steve and I, we decided, my husband, when we got married, that I was going to be home with the kids. It was very, very important to us, and it still is. So they are my main focus right now. So once I think Angelina's in first grade, then we will put a little more effort into it, longer hours and more ordering and stuff like that. But right now, yeah, I just try to keep it manageable. Everything else going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have a very busy life.
Mm-hmm.
You do have your Poofy Organics that you're pushing every day.
Right.
And again, like you said, a lot of it is for education. But as you educate, you also sell.
Mm-hmm.
You're baking,
yes.
And you bake for your family, and you also, bake to sell.
Yes.
And you play in a band.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the band and this brand new CD called Robbing Mary Electric.
Yep. That is our second full-length album. We just pulled them off the press last week. We're a 6-piece band. 4 of us are vocalists. Then we have acoustic guitar player, 2 electric guitar players, bass player. They switch on and off our guitar and bass players. A drummer, keyboard, and I play the violin and sing as well. So, yeah.
And this week you're going to be at Twilight at the Zoo?
Yep, we're at Twilight at the Zoo Friday night, and that event sells out every year. I think we were thinking about the numbers last practice, and I think this is our 9th year at Twilight. It's a fun event. It's the only adult-only fundraiser for the zoo during the year, and there's 13 or 14 bands there. All you can eat food and beer and wine, water, and it's just a great time. Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't know about that. If I had known about that, we would have gotten tickets to go to it.
We'll probably be there again next year.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to remember that. And you're going to have to tell us, give us your schedule so we can get that out on the blog as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because, we want to come hear you. We want everybody else to know about you, too. So when did you get started in the band?
Oh, my gosh. I want to say we've probably been together for 12 years, maybe 13. I met my friend Steve about a year before the band got started. Then we ran into Dan. We were out to dinner one night. We met into Dan, our vocalist. Or actually, we ran into his wife. And then Dan got in contact with Steve through her. And they were in a band together called Knob. And Knob ended up not working out. But then one day we decided to record a song together, My Own Demise. And that was the first thing we did as a trio, Dan, Steve, and myself. And it kind of just branched off from there. We got a drummer involved and a bass player involved, and just started writing our own songs. And we are 90% original music. We do have some covers that we do, but most of it is all original music. And it's just blossomed into something really wonderful.
So how often do you do gigs normally?
We took a little bit of time off because we were busy recording the album. And right now we're in the process, after Twilight at the Zoo, to get some more gigs booked and get the CD out for people to hear. So once we get dates rolling, we will certainly get those days to you.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. So you are extremely busy. You're married, and I know your husband does a lot of traveling. So you're home with the girls. You're busy with your church. I know that. Got the band.
Yep.
You got your Poofy Organics. You got your baking. Anything else that we don't know about you?
No, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. One thing you got to know about Jen is that she's probably one of the best friends that anybody could ever want. She's not only friendly, but she's open. And I just recommend that you follow her on Facebook. If you go to our blog at myimpossibledreamah.wordpress, if you scroll down, you'll see Jen's Facebook page there and the information. We will also have information very soon about how you can get one of the CDs. Because I'm sure you're going to want to listen to it and buy one. And if you want Poofy products, I think that's a good idea. And I also want to mention one of the Poofy products because Jen wrote about this. If you have stainless steel appliances, she has something for stainless steel appliances. And I have 2 in my kitchen, and I cannot stand the fingerprints.
Right.
So I'm going to get the stainless steel cleaner. I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to let everybody know how great it is. Any last words for us?
No, just thanks for having me on again and letting me ramble through everything that is meshed up in my brain and get the word out. I love Poofy Organics. I love my baking. I want the world to be a better place, and I'm doing the little things that I can to do that. So,
well, if we had more people like you who wanted to make dreams come true, it would be a much better place. So we look forward to it. Thanks.
Thanks, Karen.